soccer,
Daniel Bowles to save the day for Brisbane.
surfing, sailing, Olympians on the track and on the snow. Plus Supercars bigwigs Brad Jones and Barry Ryan join the other motorsport heroes on 2 wheels and 4. There's world champions, superstar DJs, and this guy. Plus, in a very special appearance, the voice of Supercars, Neil Crompton, straps in for double duties, behind the mic and behind the wheel. It's the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race.
Good evening and welcome to the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race. Off the back of the raging success of our Supercars E-Series, we thought we'd share the love tonight and bring together some of the biggest names in Australian sport and some of the key players in our Supercars pit lane to contest 2 virtual races at our most prestigious circuit, Mount Panorama, Bathurst. It's great to have you with us alongside me tonight, dusting off his helmet and his boots, Supercars Hall of Famer Neil Crompton.
Jess.
Evening, Crompo. You got your race face on, you ready to go?
I do have my race face on, and no, I am not ready to go. We've been practicing and qualifying, and I'm only this far ahead of hopeless.
I can see the sweaty lips already started.
I've been sweating up. On sidetracked, I was all rugged up like we're in the middle of winter, and I keep peeling layers off. The next one's going to get really ugly, I promise you, folks, so it's hot.
Well, you're on double duty tonight, hosting with me and racing in the simulator. Now, Neil, I don't want any of those race car driver excuses tonight. The tyres weren't warm enough, they were too old. Someone else's fault.
Yeah, the brain wasn't warm enough and it was too old is actually the problem.
Well, you're up against it tonight because we have a vast array of talent in the ranks. 5-time 500cc champion Mick Doohan, we'll talk to him in just a moment. Parramatta Eels legend Nathan Hindmarsh, Chad Reed, who's done everything there is to do in motocross and supercross. Toby Price, 2-time Dakar Rally champion. Craig Lowndes, a 7-time Bathurst champion. Greg Murphy's also dusting off the helmet tonight. We've got Jack Revolt, Bradley Jones, who I know you've already put the target well and truly on his back. So it's looking to be a lot of fun tonight because one thing everyone has in common, it's certainly not their motor racing experience, it's probably the competitive flavour.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The elbows will be out.
The chat in the back room while everybody was practicing and qualifying then is mega intense. And, you know, if you really sort of stop and think about what's actually going on here, we're having a bit of fun. But the reality is we've been able to use the magnet and bring everybody that's got a passion for supercars into the one place from all walks of sporting life and other areas. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's a great credit to everybody that's put this together. It
certainly is. Well, we've got 5-time 500cc champion Mick Doohan on board tonight. He joins us. Hey, Mick, great to have you as part of our Celebrity E-Race tonight. Tell me, has Jack been doing any coaching with you in the lead up to this?
I think he has, but, you know, am I listening? No, I think Neil and I are on pole for Hopeless and the age crew in the back here. But it's a lot of fun.
Now, you drove an AMG GTS at Mount Panorama back in 2015. Track knowledge, any help tonight at all?
No, well, you know, I raced here many years ago on a bike. I still find myself leaning in when I'm going a bit wide. It's not really helping, but you know, knowing the track and driving it on a computer are 2 different things. So it is a challenge, I must say, and it's a lot more frustrating than I had.
Hey Mick, it's Neil. I was actually there at Bathurst when you did that all those years ago, and you blew everybody away. In fact, it was something of a marker in your career, wasn't it? Because it kind of launched what was a spectacular international career.
No, you're probably right, Neil. It was a year with Yamaha there, and the factory were involved to a degree, and I had a great weekend, you know, with Michael Dowson, my teammate, winning the 500-kilometre race there, whatever, and. But, you know, 4 wheels, the track's a lot narrower with 4 wheels. And as I say, it doesn't help me.
Now, Mick, I was listening over the radio during qualifying and there was a fair amount of trash talking going on. Can we expect a little bit of payback in the first race tonight?
I don't know what you were talking about.
Well, keep it up because we loved it. You had us all in stitches here behind the scenes. Hey, great to have you on board. All the best. Have fun tonight.
Thanks again, and everyone.
fantastic to have Mick Doohan on board. Incredible.
What a legend. 5 times a world champion and just such a dominant force in that industry and, huge name and still a big presence in international motorsport with his young bloke in the Red Bull team, and we're looking forward to his career progress.
We had Jack on board in our Supercars Eseries the other week, and I can tell you his eyes were wide open. It was a whole different experience for him. Now, we've got our pit crew station down at our race centre in Melbourne, so let's say a very good evening to Chad Naylon and Garth Tander standing by at the Hyper Stimulator in Lilydale. Good evening to you, gentlemen. Chad, full house in Melbourne tonight.
It's cool. It's good to, now that some of the restrictions have been lifted, hang out. We've got Peter Siddle, we've got Brad Hodge, we've got Scotty Petter and Stephen Richards all here, and Garth Tander, so lots of Bathurst success in the house. We've got no idea what to expect tonight. We've had a little bit of practice and qualifying. It's been wild.
So what we've seen from practice and qualifying, tune in, because it is out of control. The guys that you'd expect to be up there, your Brad Jones, your Neil Cromptons, your Craig Lowndes, didn't really shine all that much in practice. So it's going to be a bit of an interesting upset. It's going to be a fantastic race. If we can just get one clean lap in at the start, it'll be a miracle.
It'll be a huge win. Race 2, watch out for that one. It's going to be a reverse grid. We really don't know what's going to happen there as well. Interestingly, we've seen Brad Hodge running no shoes at all. We've got Peter Siddle running in socks. Did I see Neil Crompton in race boots?
Race boots on.
Stop it.
Were there many moths in those race boots when you dug them out, Crompton?
There might have been just a little bit of mole. You lot on the floor here. Go away. Now, listen, there's a story here because I'm going to get you, Tander, I promise. Wait till Bathurst.
Hey, I'm meant to wear race boots in the race car.
You're a shocker. I've driven my first race car 35 years ago and have never left foot braked. And everybody in the last 24 hours said, left foot brake, left foot brake. I can't feel anything, so I had to put the race boots on so I could feel something. Hasn't helped much, though, I can promise you.
I hope you don't wear your gloves while you're driving a sim either, mate.
No, but there's a certain Kiwi mate of mine I've noticed that, who knows when a steering wheel will burst into flames. He's got his on.
I love it. It's going to be a lot of fun here tonight and all through the evening. You do not want to miss it.
Indeed it is. Thank you to our commentary team, Chad Naylon and Garth Tander, joining us there from the Hyper Stimulator at Lilydale. Time for a quick break here. Stay with us, though. Coming up next, it's time to go racing in our BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race. You're watching us live on Fox Sports.
Hey Supercars fans, it's Jack Revolt here from the mighty Richmond Tigers, and I am competing in the BP E-Series Celebrity Championships at Mount Panorama. I've been channeling the greatest driver ever to drive in the world, and that is Ricky Bobby. And his motto is, if you ain't first, you're last. And plus, I've just drank a whole lot of Mountain Dew, so I'm high on Mountain Dew as well. And if I'm not going to win, I'm just going to take out Neil Crompton. So watch out, Crompto.
What's up? This is Bilko, freestyle motocross rider, and I am pumped to be racing the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Series race. And I cannot wait to put it to the other drivers, show Lowndesy a thing or two, and hopefully be at the top of the motocross riders out there. But we'll see what happens.
Hi everyone, it's me, Carl Cox. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that don't know who I am, and I know there's a lot that do. But the ones that do know that I'm a racer through and through. And having this opportunity with Tickford Racing and Colcott's Motorsport to race a V8 supercar in a virtual reality is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to getting amongst it all. Bathurst is such an awesome track that I just can't wait to get out there. So let's do it. Tickford Racing, Colcott's Motorsport, V8 supercars.
The BP Supercars All-Star E-Series is proudly brought to you by Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
Like Dad, I've always been a Ford man. The Falcon Squire wagon was unloved in 1964, but turns heads today. The Americans call them Woodies, but the panelling, it's just fiberglass and plastic. But it's a passion that Shannon's understands, which is why my Fords are insured with Shannon's. And now, so's the home.
Call Shannon's on 13 46 46. Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
Hi, my name's Bert, and I'm a big fan of the supercars.
Huge damage.
It's my job to make sure everything's clean. It's pretty easy to keep things clean while the drivers are working from home. Oh, Rick, you're getting crumbs everywhere. It's a lot easier to clean things up in the E-Series.
Push of a button, he's back in pit lane.
Still, not as easy as keeping your engine clean using BP Ultimate.
Black Duck seat covers are bred for adventure. We're a family-owned company making Aussie-made seat covers. Our range of high-quality materials provides strength, performance and comfort. Perfect for all those Aussies who work hard and play harder. Black Duck seat covers can handle everyday adventures. Put them to the test. Get yours today from one of our trusted resellers nationwide or visit blackduck.com.au for more information.
Go.
When you need refueling fast, you can rely on Mrs. Max. Tasty, easy, speedy. If it's not a Mrs. Max, take it back.
The BP Supercars All-Star E-Series is proudly brought to you by Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
Hey Sidsy, Hodgie, good luck in your Supercar E-Series tonight, the celebrity race. A little bit of bowlology, just remember your checklists, your mirrors, indicators, windscreen wipers, make sure they're all working there. And also, a bit like fast bowling, get all that forward momentum towards the target and bring home the bickies. Good luck, boys.
Hey, Price Dog. I hear you're racing the E-Supercar Series, so yeah, a little bit of pressure on the old shoulders, mate, for the moto guys. So yeah, put the hammer down and Robin's racing. You know, those guys don't like you coming down the inside of them, so don't be afraid to send a big dog. You.
Hi, Zach. It's Ryan, your favourite co-team owner from Auckland United here, and I'm here to give you a message of support before you embark upon potentially your greatest challenge. Now, Zach, as you've told me several times, there are only two ways to win a race. One, come first, beating all of your competitors fairly and squarely on the racetrack. And two, take all of your competitors out on the first corner so that your car is the only car that can actually finish the race. Now, I'm sure your strategy will be the latter, but in the immortal words of Yoda, I just want to say, do or do not. There is no try. And good luck.
Hey, I heard my mate Chad Reed's running this Supercars E-Race. And all I can say is I hope he's a little bit better at that than he was when we were at Oz SX. I can tell you that much. Because if he's not, he's got a long way to go. And most importantly, I hope he can keep it out of the fence.
Hey John, I just want to wish you all the best on the Supercar E-Series. I know you're going to do great, but my advice to you, go fast, don't crash, and don't come last, all right? Peace.
Hindy, Fletch and I just want to wish you all the very best in the E-Series. You are representing the show, so we prefer it if you don't let us down, mate. Drive fast, but drive fair. Fletch?
Yeah, but bit of advice here. Brake into the corner, accelerate out.
That's very good.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck, Nady.
Great to have you with us this Monday night for the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race. We have some of the heaviest hitters in world sport throwing all of their weight behind us tonight. Now, starting from pole position, Australian Supercross champion Dan Reardon took out our Armour All qualifying. He was super quick, with Toby Price hot on his heels. The two of them will start from the front row of the grid for the first race at Bathurst this evening. For race 2, it'll be a reverse grid, so it doesn't really matter so much if you finish last, which I'm sure Neil Crompton will agree with me there. He's already hopped in his sim, he's ready and raring to go. Where did you qualify, Crompo?
They call it Nowheresville. It's somewhere behind hopeless and who cares. Long way back.
In fact, it was 17th, and there were some interesting tactics from you during qualifying. Can you just please explain this? Wait for it. Just wait for it.
That all looks fine. That's okay. I haven't got any words for that. Just bad luck.
Well, I know that you've got one firm target tonight, and that would be your dear friend Brad Jones. He's actually qualified better than you tonight, Crompo.
Yeah.
Brad's on the line. He starts from 11th. What have you got in store for your old mate Crompo tonight, BJ?
Well, then I'm going to see him. He's so far back. Let's see what happens. Maybe he'll wait for me. And now I'm going to be out there to go action.
Hey, you got in my way before too, you knucklehead. Don't do that again.
In an accident, Paul. I did that on purpose.
Yeah. You tipped me off at Skyline, and last I saw it was going blue, green, blue, green.
I know, perfect, right?
Yeah,
that's
fantastic.
The tone of the night.
Hey, see that
so
thing
in our
back there?
race, that would make me first and you last. How about that?
Hey, see that thing back there in the middle of the corner? You know what they call that? An apex.
It's an apex, isn't it?
See if you can hit it.
I thought that was a club of people that meet once a month.
The trash talking has already started, those old rivalries reborn. So, BJ, just tell us, does the fact that you've driven a real supercar around Bathurst help you at all tonight?
Not even close.
He needs all the help he can get.
I'll take that as a no. We are across the globe tonight. We've got some international friends joining us, one of which is a team owner in supercars. It's fantastic to have from Walkinshaw Andretti United, Zach Brown. He's part of the madness tonight, coming to us from the UK. Hey, Zach, great to have you on board. Congratulations on a great qualifying result. You'll start from third on the grid tonight. Just tell me, you don't have Lando Norris hiding in the background there at all, do you?
If it was Lando, I think maybe it would have been P1, but I hope I can finish where I'm starting. That was good fun. I'm worn out now.
Now, you did a hot lap of Bathurst, I think in a road car. Was it last year with Greg Murphy? So you know what you're in for tonight, because I believe you said your comments after it were, wow, that was scary.
This track is unbelievable, but fortunately I had a legend show me around, so I'm not sure. I got Craig near me and Greg near me, so that's going to be good fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, of course, he's racing tonight, so it'll be, and you've out-qualified him, so well done. That'll be a battle we'll look forward to. Why did you want to be involved tonight? Obviously, we've had Lando Norris as part of our E-Series, and the boys have been lining up for Walkinshaw and Andretti United. It's been such a wonderful way for us to engage with all of our fans during this downtime as we pause on world motorsport.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome, the esports, and it's great. You know, Lando's such a genuine esports addict, so it's been good. I've been watching. The racing's been great, and yeah, I'm looking forward to having fun tonight.
Hey, congratulations on signing Aussie Dan Ricciardo to McLaren next year. Can we lock him in for a wild card with Walkinshaw Andretti United, the Bathurst 1000 next year?
Oh, you know I'll be talking to him about it.
Well, we would love to have him on board. I'm sure he'd love to be part of it too. Hey, great to have you as part of our Celebrity E-Race tonight. Have fun. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Now, we also have world-renowned DJ Kyle Cox lining up for us tonight. Hey, Kyle, great to have you on board. You've got the Motum gear running tonight. How was qualifying? It looked pretty hairy out there.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting time. I think it was like 7 seconds before I managed to get that done, so it was kind of sorted. At the moment, I'm trying to keep the eye on the track right now.
So just keep in mind that race 2 tonight is a reverse grid. So you might actually want to hang at the back of this one so you can start up the front for the next one. Have you worked out your strategy at all?
Yeah, totally. I mean, my idea really is just to have a lot of fun with this and try and keep out of trouble as much as possible, because I think if we see that carnage, you can't do anything but...
Well, you're starting alongside my husband, Luke Egan, who's at the back of the grid with you. So you two have fun. Good luck. Great to have you on board for our Celebrity E-Race tonight.
Thank you very much.
Well, we aren't too far away from race start. This is going to be a lot of fun tonight. Let's head to our commentators down in Melbourne, Chad Nailon and Garth Tander. I mean, what could possibly go wrong tonight?
Everything.
Yes, everything.
And it will. If we even make it past the grid, it'll be something of a minor miracle. We've seen some pretty crazy driving so far tonight.
We had a sim practice race earlier tonight, and off the grid, one of the cars actually flipped that high. It landed in pit lane.
That's true.
We've never seen that before.
Peter Siddle got hit for 6 in qualifying. He landed somehow on the inside of the fence at the cutting. So no idea how this is going to happen. All right, we need to get into this.
It didn't count then.
It's
going to count for real in a second.
It was 6 and out. Let's get into it. Let's check out how they're going to start for tonight's first race on our truck assist grid, and this is going to be a lot of fun. One man has been seriously quick throughout the night. It's Dan Reardon, and it's a couple of two-wheel stars off the front row. He's got Toby Price for company in the 87. Zach Brown, a great effort in qualifying to get into the 5s. He's got John Stephenson, who's got some experience alongside him. Chad Reed and Greg Murphy. It's an all-star cast on row number 3. How about these guys? They won Bathurst together, and now they're starting on the 4th row alongside each other. Daniel Bowles from the A-League has been really quick so far tonight. Mick Doohan, he hasn't got his son Jack in there, but he's just been quick anyway. Brad Jones and Barry Ryan, a pair of owners coming off the mid-back of the pack. Blake Bilko Williams, he's been really quick so far in AusX Open, and he's going to have Scott Petter for company. Brad Hodge has been pretty quick so far this weekend. Didn't make it the top 11 like he has in cricket over these years, but will be starting somewhere in the mid-pack. There's Crompo with Jack Revolt. Peter Siddle, the second cricketer in the field, alongside our only NRL star in Nathan Hindmarsh. Tom Slingsby and the man they call the Thumb, Matt de Groot, will be starting on row number 11 from Nova, and then it's Luke Egan, World Championship surfer, alongside superstar DJ, here we go, Carl Cox. Wanted to get that one out. Have a look at this. GT, that is an all-star cast if I've ever seen it.
There's a bit of nervous tension amongst that lot, I think, and certainly in the room here, the boys are all antsy and they're all sort of nervous. It's a bit like a real thing. You sort of jiggle around a little bit, starting to get ready. You see Jack Rewalt's got Tom Randall helping him out, get ready for tonight's event.
We did have a couple extra AFL players lined up for tonight that we didn't actually get to make happen because of the changes to the rules.
Yeah,
of the AFL coming
they've
back.
gone training basically to get ready for their season.
But we weren't going to let Jack Revolt out of our sight. There is Luke Egan. He's got a special message on the back of his car. Keep an eye out for that one. He's got some positions to make up starting off the back of the grid.
I think he's playing a strategic game, getting ready for the second race. Absolutely.
It worked for Lando last time out. There he is. Tom Slingsby in the house tonight, also at Race Centre in Darling Harbour. He's won everything there is to win in sailing, so he'd be keen to know that the wind is currently a very slow 2 mile per hour, 18 degrees.
Need a big spinnaker for that one to get up mountain straight.
So a bit of work for Tom Slingsby to do tonight. Scott Petter sitting about 1.5 metres behind me, where I'm in Hyperstimulator in Lilydale, and he is an Australian rally champion. Also the general manager of Petter's suspension and brakes as well. So a lot to watch out for.
What are you doing?
In a Ford, no less.
Gloves on. He's driving a simulator.
Gee. So lots to watch out for tonight. Big welcome also to Jared Hughes, who's going to be out there. Usually goes out on a snowboard and whips it up in style. There is Matt de Groot. He's ready to go for the crew at Nova. And they don't so much tell me that he is demanding as much as in demand. Tonight he is coming off the back for Nova. He looked pretty quick in some early practice times. What have we got in store for us? That is not Scott Pye, that's Dan Reardon, our pole sitter tonight.
Certainly the form guy for, as far as speed goes so far.
Yeah, and that's about as animated as his face will get tonight. Brad Jones.
Do you think Bradley's taking it seriously?
He only has to beat Neil Crompton to be a winner tonight.
He looks very intense.
There's Richo. He's got the Craig Lowndes smile on. He's also with us.
Lowndesy too much, for sure.
He's got his son Clay here to cheer him on tonight as well. There is Carl Cox.
That's Tim Edwards in the background. Check it out.
Yeah, he's a big fan. How cool to have Carl Cox running. He is a huge motor racing fan. We'll touch on that a little bit later as we get going as well. Daniel Bowles has been very quick tonight in practice. into the 205s, which is exceptional for anyone who's come from the A-League.
Barry Ryan from Erebus.
Yep, not swearing yet.
Have we learned anything from their series? Not to listen to his radio.
Okay, here we go. We've got just about every sporting code covered, plus a few extras. Can we get to turn 1? Off we go with the supercars, E-Race with the celebrities.
We've got a couple around at the back already.
And there's a big shunt further back on the grid. But so far, so good for a few. Petter's gone. Off the bumper of maybe Brad Jones. And Matt de Groot joining him over in the fence, or is it Neil Crompton? I couldn't quite make out which one of the red cars it was.
I think it was Matt de Groot. There he is, just reversing back onto the circuit. There's a couple going on back there.
That was always good.
Jack Rewalt getting going up Mountain Straight.
In his famous number 8. They still haven't cleaned up that crash in the background. It was Crompton and Petter, his old buddy. These two have been friends for about 20 years, and there's de Groot. All the red cars are crashing into each other at the back, and the race is continuing somewhere up the hill. Here it is.
So it's Reardon's got the lead. Zach Brown's in second place. He's done a fantastic job. Zach's really been the...
Oh, that was Toby Price. And that was a big one at Reed Park. That thing went in hard, right where Anton Di Pasquale went in.
Oh, Zach running too quick over Reed Park, cold tyres.
Now, damage is off, so you can really belt the walls up as much as you want.
Is that a good thing?
There's no incident points.
I don't think that's a good thing.
So just completely go nuts and drive the thing as hard as you can for 9 laps.
Someone's off there at McPhillamy.
It's a long way back onto the track from there.
Reversing at speed on line too.
Oh, Jack Rewalt's gone.
A moment. Anyone can have a moment up there, Chad.
Yeah, he's in good company, I hear. So he's going to have to find reverse and get out of there.
Very efficient at finding reverse, these guys. I'm impressed. But I was saying earlier, Zach Brown's been very impressive. Very, very good form. Had good speed in practice and qualifying, and now running second behind Dan Reardon, who has been standout. Like Dan Reardon's pace in qualifying would have had him in the top 20 in the BP All-Stars with the pros. So he's got good form.
How about John Stephenson, the 400-metre runner, sizing up Zach Brown at the chase, and he gets him done. Nice move, Zach with a slide.
A little bit of rear locking going into the chase there. Recovered nicely though, still third.
Zach actually owns your 2011 Bathurst 1000 winning car.
Yeah, I know, we're trying to do a deal at the moment. He's trying to buy my helmet from 2011, so...
Make him an offer. So, we've managed to complete 1 lap. I would actually call that relatively clean.
Very clean, much cleaner than we expected.
So it's a good start to the night. Reardon, Stephenson, Brown, Chad Reed, Toby Price the 5, Mick Doohan 6th. So quite a few of the Red Bull stars are up the grid at the moment.
Jack Doohan hanging on the back to Toby Price there. Oh, Mick Doohan. It's been a bit of an in-house joke that Mick's been sliding out of the seat and Jack's been sliding in, but it definitely is Mick at the steering wheel.
We need to keep the webcam on Mick Doohan tonight just to make sure that he completes all the laps and doesn't do any driver changes with Jack. He's very fast son. So lap 1 on top of the mountain. Daniel Bowles wide in the sister entry.
Yeah. Oh.
And he took Mick with him. Wow. Now that is an unusual spot to end up.
Put him on the 2 wheels.
Upside down. And that is a huge one across the top of McPhillamy.
Wow.
There is actually the Bathurst Soccer Club up there, and he nearly ended up there. And that's got Petter and Steve Richards.
Oh!
Over big jump for the ARC champion.
Petter has just caught a flight back to Sydney by the looks of things.
And he's parked that thing back in the lane, so he'll try and get this car moving. Otherwise, he probably still would have been flipping. All right, back on top. A few people dropping some right rear wheels off the top.
Toby's throwing this thing around on his way down the mountain.
Having a proper crack
Certainly used to being on 2 wheels, so he's getting the Commodore up on 2 as much as he can.
Yeah, so I've been working with Chaz Mostert. It was a last-minute deal.
To get using Chaz as sim, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he is one of the world's best on 2 wheels. Obviously famous for what he's achieved now.
Absolutely.
At the Dakar, a winner there on 2 separate occasions, but also flat out at the Fink as well. So Toby Price has just been one of those Aussie sports stars, and to do what he did when he won in South America with the broken wrist.
Yeah, that was superhuman. That was seriously superhuman to do that.
6-time Fink winner. If you've ever been out to the Fink before, it is
amazing.
Properly out of this world experience, and he has dominated that race before.
And certainly taken to, well, I was going to say taken to sim racing very well as he ran wide coming out of the chase, but certainly running in 4th at the moment, and got good speed, has good speed.
Can confirm it is still Mick Doohan in that car at the moment.
It looks like Jack's very, very close over the shoulder.
Yep. Just cheering him on. He's got his own personal spotter for the night.
Do you think Mick's still competitive at all?
I love it. I love that that competition still burns inside
him. Could not be more of a motorcycling legend than Mick Doohan, and still has that competitive urge.
How good were these glory days? Oh. Mick Doohan on a Honda, 5-time world champion, untouchable between 94 and 98. every single time he got to ride that bike and watch him, it was so exciting.
One of my endearing memories of Mick is just the determination. He low-sided at Phillip Island and he dug his knee in at over 200k an hour to try and stand the bike up at turn 1 when he was low-siding. Just that determined to not have a crash. And that determination's still on show tonight.
Yeah, pretty cool to have him a part of this. So a lot of two-wheel stars at the front of the moment.
Running at the front. I think that the real balance, the hand-eye coordination, but the balance and the feel that you get from a bike certainly seems to translate to this E-Series racing that we're seeing at the moment, because certainly, what do we have? 4 or 5 bike guys inside the top 10 at the moment. So, and giving the circuit racing guys, like Lowndes currently running 9th, for example, Murphy in 7th, certainly showing them a bit of a clean pair of heels at the moment.
So Reardon with about a 2-second lead at the front of the field over John Stephenson. We check in with Peter Siddle. Cool to see someone going for a big bash livery in the Adelaide Strikers car. So Siddle also running here tonight at Hyperstimulator. And when he first had a drive of these cars a few weeks ago, he was doing 2-minute 30s, completely new to it. Well, tonight he is comfortably running in the 208s. He's done a 210 in this race tonight. And that's a huge sign of how much these drivers can learn when they really put their mind to it.
That's right. I mean, just that determination, that competitive determination. One, to the personal pride to want to actually deliver as strongly as you can for your own performance, but then also that competitive edge. Brad Hodge is in the room, so instantly we're going, I'm going to be the best cricketer here. So the competition between those two guys has been immense already. And then just wanting to showcase and sort of, well, Sitz has a bit of a moment down in the chase, runs wide.
That's right.
His bowls are wide, if you like, Chad.
Nice, well done. You can probably save this, and he has. So back on track. It's not been a great start to the night for this guy. Poor Neil Crompton. He got absolutely bonsaied down at turn 1. Never got to the bottom of who it was who sent him around down there. I'm sure he'll remember it.
So Neil's running the Coke livery tonight in this race on his Commodore.
But he is going to go for a sneak peek of this livery late tonight too. And this got dropped online today. That's very clever.
Yes.
So the green-eyed monster is coming back.
I see Neil in that inset there. He's got his team jacket on, the red jacket. Yeah. Very famous from the 80s and 90s.
Freezing his fingertips off in 1987. Drove with some of the biggest teams, obviously the Wayne Gardner car that we're singing back to tonight, but inaugural member of the Holden Racing team, a team that you spent so many years at. Obviously Glenn Seaton Racing as well that we just saw then. Drove for the big teams in supercars.
And spent a bit of time in the US too, running touring cars in the US. So he's obviously well known to a lot of our watchers and viewers as the voice of supercars, but certainly a very accomplished race car driver.
Yeah. A bit like Richie Beno, he was...
We're being too nice to Crompton, though.
We are being too
nice to Crompton. He's not really doing much at the moment, so we can't give him too much of a hard time. We'll have to save that for race 2. He'll be starting a bit closer to the front in race 2, so he better deliver in that one.
Well, he's currently behind the breakfast newsreader at Nova FM, so he needs to at least get ahead of Matt DeGroot. Here's Hodgie going across the top of the 77. I don't think a lot of people know just how much Brad Hodge loves motorsport.
Well, I knew that he was a big fan of motorsport, but just how much he really wants to be involved in it. And having a big push here, although he's let go of the steering wheel for some reason, Hodge. You can't do that at the Dipper.
He's parked it at the Dipper.
In the Dipper. He's abandoning ship. He's walking. Hodgie, just you can go again, mate. You're in pit lane.
He's walking back to the pavilion. He's checking in for the tea break.
He's hung up his bat. He's had enough.
He's not too happy. You're still on, Hodgie. Get back out there.
Get back in the car.
He's his teammate, Peter Siddle, running with Daniel Bowles. Amazingly, the guy named Daniel Bowles isn't the one who plays cricket. As we go through the chase. If you're wondering what Sister is, that's one of the 2 cafes that Daniel Bowles owns up in Brisbane. Spent a little bit of time actually playing in Adelaide, as does Peter Siddle now with the Big Bash. Albeit originally from the part of the world that we're currently sitting in. Careful break.
Don't go out there, Sids.
Sids is really following that slipstream as best he can. Oh dear.
Daniel Bowles, that old trick, locking the rear brake going into the final corner at Bathurst. It catches everyone out.
So big towering centre back for the Brisbane Roar.
Sids up the inside, nicely done. And Steve Richards, late on the boat.
Nice and close. So yeah, he's had a couple of stints at Brisbane Roar. Did go off and play with Gold Coast United and Adelaide United, but Brisbane's always been his home. Originally from Toowoomba, so for no other reason, I'm going to say he can drive a race car because he's from Toowoomba. It seems like everyone else can.
Been a few drivers coming out of Toowoomba, that's for sure.
So really cool, and he offered to be a part of this because he's so into it. Made his own livery, so got to get extra points for that tonight as well. He's having a great little scrap.
Peter Siddle having a big crack.
Here comes Richo.
Run each other out of room.
Richo wants a piece of this.
Richo's through.
Richo's about A couple of metres away from Peter Siddle tonight. He's giving this a red-hot mix at the moment. Stiddle's got through. A bit of oversteer at the exit for Richo, and Bowles gets back through.
Good racing from these guys.
Loving the BP Ultimate livery as well. That's striking.
Yeah, stands out, doesn't it? Though green race cars haven't traditionally, they're not known for their luck, are they, green race cars?
Traditionally very unlucky on the circuit, so they say, if you're into that sort of thing.
A bit wide, just trying to carry a bit too much speed. It's one thing I learned on the sim is that you always try to carry heaps more speed than you really want to. You've got to really back it up a bit and underdrive the entries and really maximise the exit. So for the circuit racing guys jumping into a sim that haven't done a lot of sim stuff, that's probably been the biggest challenge, is just dialing it back a little bit.
You've driven some pretty cool things. Would you hop on one of these big F50 Sail GP things that Tom Slingsby...
I don't mind doing 300k an hour on tarmac, but there's no way I'd do speed on the water like these guys do.
Yeah.
No way.
The F50s are pretty wild, and he is our Oz Sail GP skipper, Tom Slingsby. Here he is, 35 years of age, originally from Gosford. 8-time world champion. He's won the America's Cup. He's won the Sydney to Hobart. He's won gold at the Olympics.
Oh!
He's won everything there is, and this is huge.
That's Zach Brown upside down.
How have they managed to do this? Slingsby somehow finds his way through. What happened there? They're going in a straight line. Is that Barry Ryan trying to get his way out of there? Watch out,
oh,
because
look out.
Here comes Dewitt.
That's
Lounsey. So Craig Lowndes scurries through, manages to avoid everyone. Murph's picked up a few spots out of this. And how did all that unfold? BP Ultimate Replay might just tell the story.
Oh, Mick's had a big moment. Oh, Zach. And this is the start of pit straight, so this has gone on for a little while.
This is only half the story. How did they end up upside down? This might tell us. So there was much more to the story. There was actually a bit of afters.
Oh, here we go.
That two crashes. Oh, no. Is that Barry Ryan will be filthy. Imagine the swearing going on after that one. He was minding his own business.
So that's an accident that's taken about 450, 500 metres to complete.
And Craig Lowndes managed to avoid most of them. There is Baz. He's become a bit of a cult hero of that team lately.
If anything was in close proximity to Baz, it would have been thrown right about then.
I love it. Further back in the pack, more superstars to watch out for.
It's Luke Egan making his way into the cutting.
Now, if you look really closely at the rear bumper of this car, you might just see a very special message. Hi, Jess. Typically, we always say the better half, but I guess Luke's the worst half of Jessica Yates, our host, of course, with the Fox Sports coverage. That's right. But now a retired
surfer and absolute.
And he was a part of the World Tour for years and years, and is now taken to become a great coach and got his own cheerleader for the night.
Cheer on.
He loved supercars before his involvement, before Jess's involvement with supercars as well. He was a bit of a race fan, would often show up unannounced at tracks just to go and be a punter in the stands. Once attended the Sandown 500 just for a look, so he loves it.
Cool.
He's got Jack Rewald
all over there with Jack Rewald.
Footy fans will have absolutely no need to be reminded of what Jack has achieved. Two-time premiership player, multiple Coleman medalist for most goals in the AFL, two-time best and fairest at Richmond. And have a look at the concentration.
But absolute top effort for Jack to stay involved. Obviously, AFL's just about to restart. Oh, he's run wide. Run wide.
He was never going to pull that one back up.
He's on his way to the hotel at Bathurst there.
Tiger Camp's about to get a bit of a swipe on the wall. So that was a nasty one.
So we're on board here with...
So there's going to change for the lead here. John Stephenson is your new leader. Now, Dan Reardon's had a moment.
What's happened to Reardon? He's dropped back to 5th.
He was comfortably leading. Yeah. So he'll be pretty dark about this.
So now Reardon right behind Greg Murphy. Murphy will have the elbows up.
Reardon's been comfortably the quickest all night long, into the 2:03s in Armour All qualifying, which is very impressive.
Hard to call Greg Murphy in a Ford, isn't it?
Yep. Once drove a Sierra, long
time ago. In black and white TV.
So, last minute call up. We did have a couple of All Blacks lined up. The Eseries has been really popular over on Sky Sports in New Zealand. So unfortunately, they got called back into training. And as a result, Murph has had to do the Tanya Zaeta and step in tonight. So what happened to Dan Reardon?
So is this in late traffic? I think it is. Oh, no.
Oh, you know it's not your night. Carl Cox.
Carl Cox has grabbed him.
Yeah, spin it up like some of his famous records back in the 90s and taking out the race leader. Man, that was unlucky.
Here comes Toby Price. He's snuck through. John Stephenson's already through, so...
Oh, that was a pretty...
Dan's got to get his head down.
There's a damning replay on the BP Ultimate Replay. There is Carl Cox. Got the Motum virtual reality on tonight. Back to this battle between Reardon and Murphy.
I think there'll be a fair bit of pride at stake here from Murph. He's not going to want some FMX/motocross guy coming through on him around Bathurst. Murph, obviously, so much experience around Bathurst and a place so entrenched with him. Did that, obviously, that amazing lap back in 2003. Oops. Nathan Hindmarsh just getting it a little wrong on his way down the mountain.
Parramatta Eels legend.
Speaking of Murph, it's just as well he's nowhere near this car.
I was thinking it. He's always had that sort of attraction to the Pertec car, you could say. Yep.
And I think, to be honest, I think Nathan Hindmarsh could handle himself pretty well if it came down to it.
It wouldn't be much of a fair fight, would it?
I wouldn't have thought so.
No. Murph talks a big game, but I'd like to see him take
I don't think he's got the game to back it up.
So a few drivers at the front of this field dropping away, leaving John Stephenson at the front. Toby Price no longer inside the top 5. He's fallen down the field and potentially back in pit lane.
So this battle's now for the podium.
So it's on. Stephenson, Reid, Murphy, last step on the podium up for grabs. Murph knows what it's like to stand up on that big famous podium for real.
There'll be a bit of traffic come into play here in a second.
Murph's
here we go. We're going to look. Murph half covers the run down into Forest Elbow. Needs to get a good exit out of here, though. Reardon early on the throttle. Couldn't commit to 100% throttle straight away, though. Maybe it's just those gloves that Murph's wearing and just giving that little edge.
A couple extra tenths.
Maybe. It might be. He might be onto something there.
Here we go.
Now, the toe does work on iRacing. You can get a toe. Murph trying to position the car in the middle. He can go too wide through here.
Whoa.
Murph's trying to stay there, but can't get it done.
Good racing.
Great racing.
That's the first time all night we've seen anyone actually pull off a passing manoeuvre, let alone one at the chase.
Nice and clean. Absolutely.
That was a great bit of work. Murph's best lap time so far is a 2:06.9 as well, so it's just a tenth off the lap of the gods at the moment. Here's your race leader, John Stephenson. He's checked out. He's gone.
Now, John, we know 400-metre Olympic distance runner and fantastic athlete, but he has done a fair bit of motorsport. He's not new to this game.
No, he's got Dave Reynolds in his ear tonight, which is pretty cool as well.
Is that going to be a help, having Reynolds in your ear?
I'm not sure if it's help or hindering right now.
I think it would be a hindrance, to be honest with you.
Final lap for the man who is leading by an absolute mile. There's been a little bit of a misplacement of his livery. He was meant to be in A, a Holden, and
missing
B, a white one. So he's gone for a very special black Mustang look. I hear for race 2 tonight, the reverse grid race, where he's probably going to be starting last at this rate. He's going to be off the back. Now, we have seen him in cars in Australia before. He did a little bit of Carrera Cup, but obviously track and field star, where he was a 400-metre gold medalist at the Commonwealth Games, silver medalist at the Olympics. So been there, done that in the field of athletics, and now turning his hand at motorsport.
Reardon's putting in the big ones here. This is the last lap. He's running onto the back of Chad Reid now, and this is for second. So we have half a lap to go. Reardon's clearly got pace. Chad's going to want to defend as much as he can. So he's going to want to get a good run down here through the S's out of the dipper and then defend at the elbow.
Now all of the two-wheel boys want to be king of the 22. And this is actually a thing. Chad Reid is obviously the most famous number 22 in the world. Has been... Reid miles wide going through the elbow.
Just trying to run up too close on Chad there.
Yeah, Chad's fabled two-wheel career has taken him to the top of the world on 2 occasions, multiple Australia champion, and he's racing from Charlotte, North Carolina tonight. But just has managed to hang on to second place tonight ahead of Dan Reardon. Back to this guy, John Stephenson, doing a great job out the front and is going to turn this into a celebrity E-Race victory. He was victorious in the rookie class of the Aussie racing cars during the 12-hour this year, and he's going to pick up more success tonight. It's a win for John Stephenson. He's quick over 400 metres and he's quick over 6.2 Ks at Bathurst. Great work. And the fight for second still on. Reid, Reardon, Murphy. Murphy not quite on the podium, but a great race to the checkered flag. Chad Reid just hangs on.
The usual post-race iRacing shenanigans kick in.
And it begins. The expression session is on. How about that for
Fantastic drive from John Stephenson.
That was clean as 2:05.5, his best lap as
Cool,
well.
calm, collected, no mistakes. Very nicely done.
Stayed out of trouble early and managed to get the job done. A 2:05 in a supercar on iRacing is very difficult.
I think that's quicker than what he qualified at, so certainly becoming more and more comfortable.
I have no idea what's happening right now, but it doesn't look good.
So that's a new type of celebration. We're used to burnouts, not backflips.
I love it. He's been down at the kart track with you guys quite a bit lately as well.
So spends time at the local kart track, at Oakley kart track, where my kids do a bit of practice and often bump into John down there, still doing laps. So big motorsport fan.
Koala race highlights from the opening race of the night, the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race. And there was a little bit going on in the background. Jared Hughes got spun before he even got across the control line. And then there was more drama in turn one as Dan Reardon cleared out. Scott Petter backwards, Crompton into the fence.
At speed there, by himself too. I'm going to have to have a look at that. There's going to have to be some sort of inquiry there.
It's the left foot braking, it's catching him out. Dan Bowles.
And this is Mick doing.
Yep. Sending him up on two wheels.
Putting him on two wheels.
And we've never seen a crash like that, thankfully, at McPhillamy. Scott Petter, unlucky to get clipped by Richo and then sent
into orbit
by Jack Revolt. A few guys struggling out there. Carl Cox, one of them, bouncing across the track in front of Nathan Hindmarsh. This was strange.
This was strange. So Mick's actually just dropped the rears into the dirt.
Oh,
exactly. Absolutely sent him. And then it went on as they crossed the line, and then bang, Barry Ryan involved.
That was
Zach Brown's rolled over about 6 times tonight.
Yeah, Carl Cox taking out the leader of the race, Dan Reardon. How unlucky is that, trying to pick his way through the traffic. Hands the lead over to John Stephenson. And the Commonwealth gold medalist needed only that level of invitation to stride to the checkered flag for a 12-second victory.
12 seconds. Well played. Very well done. And you don't think it doesn't mean much to these guys when they start to wave their hand as they go across the line. It means a lot.
Yeah, we've heard Hodge, Siddle, Richo, Petter get off these sims where we are and have the biggest debriefs you can imagine. And it's always someone else's fault.
They're starting to sound like race car drivers. They all complain and blame someone else.
Your BP Ultimate results. It's John Stephenson by a fair old mile. Chad Reed, 10 seconds back. Dan Reardon and Greg Murphy fought all the way to the checkered flag. Mick Doohan got the best of Zach Brown after a fair old scrap. Lowndes picked up a few spots. Daniel Bowles has been really impressive from the A-League in the top 10. Crompo, good recovery back to 12th. We're going to have to talk some more smack maybe in the next race because he was actually pretty good in that one.
Yeah, and he's outdone Brad Jones there in 19th. So you don't think there's going to be a bit of chat going on in between those guys between races.
And Scott Petter is going to be off the pole for the reverse grid race. Jess, that was everything we expected it to be. I loved it.
It was very, very good. I would say that there is as much crashing in the Supercars E-Series as there was tonight in the Celebrity E-Race. I think they did a fantastic job, and I'm with you. We need to up the ante in terms of the trash talk in this second race.
Yep.
Let's talk to our race winner now. John Stephenson's on the line. Hey, congratulations. How did that feel?
Hey, man, it's a familiar place. It's good to be back home. You know, I've been drinking my Gatorade, so I wanted to be like Mike watching the documentary that everyone's watching on Netflix, but I'm actually want to be like Dave Reynolds tonight.
So I hear you've got Davey Reynolds in your ear. Is that actually any help to you whatsoever?
He is absolutely the best spotter because all we do is laugh the whole way around. I think he keeps me relaxed. So, hey, when can you say you've got a Bathurst champion telling you how to drive around Bathurst, even though it's not the real thing? It's been hell of enjoyable.
Indeed. You actually have the best person in your corner, a Bathurst champion. David certainly is. So do you feel like your motorsport experience is actually helping you tonight at all?
Yeah, it does to a certain extent, like knowing the track and knowing where sort of bumps are. But nothing but this cutting laps on these sort of things is probably the best way to sort of get yourself up to speed. But I need to first learn how to pick the right car and the right livery because, as you can see, my sponsors in the background, I had completely the wrong livery and I win the race. So, yeah, how am I going, huh? So, yeah, computer's not my thing.
Now, you need to get your strategy together, and David's going to be able to help you with this because the next race is actually a reverse grid, which means you're up the back. What are you going to do?
Man, I need to channel my inner Dave Reynolds for this next race and hopefully stay out of trouble. But I don't know. Honestly, it's just luck of the draw. Fingers crossed. Look, the seas parted for me. Rio is super duper quick, man, and I was super lucky then. But hopefully they can just move out the way and I can go on through and catch another victory with the right livery this time.
Yeah, well, some sage advice from your mate Usain Bolt a little earlier. Just don't crash and you'll be fine. Hey, congratulations on yeah, indeed. Congratulations on taking out the first race tonight. Have fun. We'll catch up with you in the next USA now. Chad Reed standing by on the podium. How much fun was that?
It was awesome. It's what we got here, 5:49 a.m. But good times. It's worth staying up all night for that time.
You need to get the toothpicks out for the next race, just so you're alert. Hey, what can we expect in the next one? It's a reverse grid, so you'll be starting up the back. There's a fair bit of carnage on that opening lap.
It's going to be absolute carnage, but what do? You just try to avoid it. And I got the dude showing me where to go and point me in all the right directions. So hopefully we can stay out of the trouble and put the thing on the podium again.
It's fantastic to have you on board for our Celebrity E-Race. Go well in the second race. Thanks, Chad. Let's head to New Zealand now. Greg Murphy is standing by. Hello, Murph. Gee, I've missed you in this pause. Now, talk to me over the last couple of laps. Dan Reardon was right there breathing down your neck and he got the move away. Have you lost your touch?
I am disappointed with myself, Jess. And I can tell you're disappointed in me as well. There's a lot of things to be disappointed about right now, to be honest. Yes, that is one. All my fans, I'm driving the wrong car as well, but it has got the All Blacks on it, so that's got to be a good thing. Right.
Yeah, maybe. We're giving you a bit of grief about the gloves. Can you just talk us through, are they actually helping you? Are they making you go faster? Why are you wearing them?
Because I'm so nervous and my hands are sweating like never before, Jess. I can't hang on to the steering wheel, so I had to wear them. I knew that I was going to get grief about this. I bet Garth Hand is the guy that's given me grief about this the most too. Yeah, he is. He's the one. Hey, what are you going to do in the second race? This is your chance to redeem yourself. I think you need to get a bit of payback on Dan Reardon. There's a few paybacks. There's no doubt about that. I was laughing my head off, though, when I saw a couple of cars barrel rolling. Was it at Skyline or just before McPhillamy? And it was Lounsey and Richo. That was hilarious. It was the best. Yeah, we've been laughing a lot tonight. It's been a lot of fun and it's great to have you on board and to catch up with you. I'll let you regroup, reset for the second race because the pressure is on. Good luck. Thank you, Jess. Well, time to reset as we get set for the second race at Mount Panorama, Bathurst tonight. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race live on Fox Sports.
The BP Supercars All-Star E-Series is proudly brought to you by Mrs. Max. Refuel with a Mrs. Max. Go.
When you need refueling fast, you can rely on Mrs. Max. Tasty, easy, speedy. If it's not a Mrs. Max, take it back.
Hi, my name's Bert, and I'm a big fan of the supercars.
Huge damage.
It's my job to make sure everything's clean. It's pretty easy to keep things clean while the drivers are working from home. Oh, Rick, you're getting crumbs everywhere. It's a lot easier to clean things up in the E-Series.
Push of a button, he's back in pit lane.
Still, not as easy as keeping your engine clean using BP Ultimate.
Black Duck seat covers are bred for adventure. We're a family-owned company making Aussie-made seat covers. Our range of high-quality materials provides strength, performance and comfort. Perfect for all those Aussies who work hard and play harder. Black Duck seat covers can handle everyday adventures. Put them to the test. Get yours today from one of our trusted resellers nationwide or visit blackduck.com.au for more information.
My passion for cars began when Nana and Pop bought their new Toyota Crown. It was Nana's, really. She loved that car. We went everywhere in it. My passion now is just the same, even though my cars are a little different. I've still got Nana's car, couldn't part with it. And I reckon if she was here today, she'd be insured with Shannon's too.
Call Shannon's on 13 46 46. Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
The BP Supercars All-Star E-Series is proudly brought to you by Mrs. Max. Refuel with a Mrs. Max.
Great to have you with us for the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race. We are having so much fun at Mount Panorama, Bathurst this evening. As we get set for the second and final race tonight, let's cross to the race centre at Darling Harbour in Sydney. Luke Egan is standing by. Well done, Darling. You got from 23rd up to 14th. You did the family proud, and I guess I'll be doing the washing up this week. Press your button. Oh, I'm just dropping out a little bit there.
Yeah, well, that was fun. That was so much fun. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, all these great names around me. It was awesome. It was, first ever motor race.
Now, if I cast my memory back, I seem to remember that we've had a whole host of Holdens parked in our garage all these years. Why on earth are you driving a Ford Mustang tonight?
Yeah, well, I've decided because Holden have left Australia, I'm leaving Holden. I've had 10 HSVs, a bunch of Holdens, and I'm going to Ford. They've left the country, I'm out.
Oh, sorry I asked. Well done. Just try not to crash in this race. That's my advice to you. Looks like you're having a lot of fun. Enjoy.
Thank you, and I want one for Christmas.
Right, I'll see what we can do. No. All right, race 2 is about to get underway. Everyone is getting set, so we'll head back down to the hyperstimulator at Lilydale with our commentators. What are you picking off the start line for this one, Chad and Garth? Is much carnage this time, you think?
We're a little bit worried about one guy in particular. We didn't want to name names, but unfortunately there is one Tickford Mustang that we're hoping to see get through turn 1 cleanly here.
Yes. I think there's potential for this one for mass carnage before we even get to turn 1.
Yes. Oh yes. It's Carl Cox ready to go on the Motum Simulator tonight. He is so mad about motorsport. He has his own 5-second Mustang that he drag races. He is an absolute legend. Let's focus on what is going to be a very difficult reverse grid race tonight as we check out the Truck Assist grid, which is going to be a big one with some big names to try and peel their way through the field. Scott Petter from Petter Suspension and Brakes is off the front alongside an X-Game gold medalist. And behind them, Hodgie's he's in at first drop. He's back in his comfortable spot in at 3. I like that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep, Carl Cox and Brad Jones are going to be alongside each other on row 3. Tom Slingsby and Nathan Hindmarsh. Didn't see too much of Nathan Hindmarsh. He's a big fella, likes to tackle. Matt Groot out of 9th. Toby Price, he's my favourite for this one, starting 10th.
Absolutely, starting 10th. Luke Egan out of 11th and Bilko out of 12th. So Bilko can go, so he'll be interesting as well.
Crompo and Siddle, there's a combination I never thought I'd see together on a grid, 13th and 14th. Richo and Daniel Bowles will be out of row number 8 for this reverse grid race. Going back to Barry Ryan, apparently his
Twitch went a little crazy.
I think it's Anton's Twitch night, actually. Craig Lowndes and Mick Doohan. Oh, that's an all-star cast. The Red Bull boys ready to go off row 10, and then it's Murphy and Reardon very quick in that last race. Reardon has a few cars to pass, and Chad Reed from Charlotte, North Carolina tonight, alongside John Stephenson, who's been a revelation. Hopefully, he's got the white power car back.
Certainly has.
For this one tonight.
Toby Price, just in the warm-up at the moment, probably practicing a few starts. He's our man for this one. John de Groot, just also warming up. 2 hands on the wheel, please.
Oh, yep, sorry, there you go.
No,
So
he crashed when he had his hands off the wheel.
it was just
Sid's?
Yep, Sid's ready to go. He's looking pretty comfortable.
Very relaxed. Looks like he's on the bench there at the moment.
He's ready to go in and do his night watchman act.
The
I think Jack
intensity
Rewalt.
from Jack Rewalt. He's going to have to go and like full recovery session after tonight. Just the intensity is very impressive.
Yeah, he's been on it. He's going to need a full rub down after being in the Randall sim all night as well.
Yep.
There's Hodgie.
Hodgie.
He's rocking a pair of tracky dacks and barefoot tonight, in case you're wondering. So he's gone for comfort.
Crompton went for the race boot. Hodge for barefoot.
Yeah. It's been cool having Jared as part of the night as well. Loving the beard at the moment, Jared, down there at Race Centre in Darling Harbour. Big thank you to both Race Centre and Darling Harbour and the team here tonight at Hyperstimulator in Lilydale for taking care of us tonight and housing a few drivers. They didn't quite have time to get their own sims together. Murph made the drive up to Auckland for tonight, driving the All Blacks livery.
Lose the gloves, Murph.
G'day, Murph.
Lose the gloves.
He's got to give the Alpine Stars a bit of love. Chad Reed looking comfortable, ready to go. That's a pretty cool rig, actually. Nice work.
So you can just talk about the intensity and the competitive level of these guys. They've just done 20 minutes of racing. There's an opportunity to do a bit of a warm-up in between races. Straight back into the cars. More laps.
Yep.
Wanting more laps before we go racing again.
Smashing the practice laps in. Tom Slingsby from Race Centre tonight as well. Olympic gold medalist. Captain of the Australia Sail GP team. And there is Mick Doohan. He's got Jack behind him. Cool to have a bit of time with Jack, as he's usually jet-setting around the world racing at the moment. Finished second in the Asian F3 title race. And Nathan Hindmarsh ready to go as well. We've got Toby Price lined up and ready to go. Toby, that was a pretty good, impressive run in that first race. What do you got lined up for race 2?
Well, we get to start at the front of the pack nearly, so it's unfortunately away, but we'll be good. We're ready for the next one.
Now, are you actually at Chaz Mostert's garage tonight?
Yeah, I'm here and keeping all his tigers at bay and everything.
You brought your own prop in the background. I like it. Is that what you rode over in tonight?
Yeah, I brought that thing over. I thought if I can't drive any good, at least there's something good behind me. So I'm definitely glad I brought the thing at the moment. But we'll be ready for race 2 and we'll get into it. Got to keep Chazzy proud.
No, here he comes. He's going to try and take off on that thing, I think. How does he go on a dirt bike?
Mate, I've seen him. There's a couple of stories and everything going around. And, yeah, he's been through the kitchen of my house on a dirt bike. He does pretty good, so can't complain.
Hey, no Think Desert races here, which is a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer for us. Unfortunately, there's not really much racing going on for anyone, but that's our main one we look forward to every year in Australia here, but just not happening. So, yeah, no, it's all good. We just got to look forward to 2021 and, yeah, try and get an E-Series win under our belt in about 5 minutes.
All right, we'll let you get your race face on. Cheers, Toby. The car's looking cool, by the way. One of the Red Bull athletes. Very lucky to have him a part of the night. How's their lineup? Craig Lowndes, Mick Doohan, Toby Price. Not a bad three-car operation.
Names. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Luke's ready to go. John has had a smile on his face all night. So he was meant to have the white King Bleach car tonight. Unfortunately, the livery fell off it. It was a little too clean in the first race. But he owns Bondi Soap, so that's the connection there, in case you're wondering. There's Scotty Petter, 2014 Australian Rally Champion. Dan Reardon. Ready to go. Does quite a little of the drift work and stunt work at Movie World with Warren Luff, which is pretty cool. Multiple Australian champion. Yamaha factory rider. And here goes Brad Jones.
Bradley Jones.
Needs to get one back on Crompo in the reverse grid race. Scott McCauley calling the shots for him. A lot of father and son bonding time going on tonight. I like that. Mick's hydrating. He's ready. He's done some laps around Bathurst in an AMG before as well on their drive days, but was famous there on two wheels, won the 1988 race, the last ever Australian Grand Prix. Ran there in 87 and 88 as well on Yamahas before kicking his world tour into gear. Barry Ryan's ready to go. The Petters Commodore looks stout on the front row of the grid at Bathurst. He's provided the supercars with their own shock absorbers this year. The control damper, there's Crompton, that's a race face. Got the glasses on, that's a new look for Crompton on a race car. Hello.
Eyes forward, Crompton.
Bifocals forward. How about this? We've got Scott Petter, Australian Rally Champion, alongside Jared Hughes, snowboarder. Brad Hodge, cricketer, and at first drop, he's batting out of 3. Jack Rewalt coming out of the second row, the Coleman medalist. Carl Cox, watch out for Carl Cox. in P5. Motor racing lover.
Red lights on, revs up.
Here we go. Do we get a clean start?
Oh, Jones has gone early.
Gee, Bradley was creeping. He got it stopped, and we're away in Bathurst. Race 2, reverse grid. 24 supercars lurch to life.
Going on in the back.
Oh, that's huge!
Mick Doohan's gone into orbit.
Mick Doohan with a monstrous high side on the front straight at Bathurst. And
that's Stephenson, I think, up the escape road at
Stephenson
turn 1.
Gone down at turn 1. That was
Brown's got a good run up
start.
Mountain Straight.
Zach Brown's out of there. He's picking up spots for fun up Mountain Straight. Mick Doohan was almost in the blimp. That was huge. My goodness. Under the Petters Bridge we go with the Petter man himself leading. Up to turn 2, that's going to be on here. It's going to be on. Multiple cars involved.
A couple upside down.
Toby Price flips. And Egan's...
Is it Egan or Murphy? It's Murphy.
He's going to be stuck there as well. There goes Zach Brown. He's out of there. That doesn't look like he's going much further. Oh, man. Hindmarsh, Carl Cox. Siddle upside down and over. Slingsby trying to work his way through it. Oh, my goodness me. Matt de Groot, Brad Jones. It's like a scene out of an action movie. And Carl Cox is sucking in the big ones at the moment. He's already exhausted as they try and get, hopefully, to the cutting. Crompton's had a livery change from the Coke car across to the green-eyed monster. My goodness me, and if that doesn't get a Vodafone safety car, I don't know what will.
Well, Yegg's right. So I think safety car is required here just to settle everyone down.
Gee.
This was a little expected, to be honest, with this reverse grid format.
To be fair, not a lot worse than the reverse grid races in the All-Star Series. So they've got that to go on. There it is, Vodafone safety car. Oh, watch out. Oh, Croppo was nearly gone behind the safety car then. Matt de Groot. This guy nearly took out the back of Croppo. Had some breaking news going through the dipper there for Matt de Groot.
Crompton's just got to calm it down into Forest Elbow there under safety car.
All right, Garth, beat the ultimate replay.
Here we go.
Now, watch for Mick Doohan as he nearly hits the cameraman. Bang!
Oh,
he went
was
for a
over
ride.
Crompton.
He got launched over the top of Neil Crompton.
Crompton was busy fishtailing his way off the line.
Wow, there goes Steffo. Nowhere near to making the apex of turn 1.
He's headed to orange, John Stephenson.
Yeah, crawling his way up Mountain Straight. And then this battle pack was firing.
They were. And this sort of went on with it. This then now triggered our second big moment up at turn 2. I think Zach Brown shoved it up the inside of someone. We can't even see them in view at the moment. Keep looking at the top of our screen.
I think Dan Reardon got away with a lot of this. He just stayed on the inside, picked up 4 spots right there. A 5th at the exit, a 6th then on the way up. So Dan Reardon up a ton of spots. 17 spots in half a lap, Dan Reardon.
One of the tricks with these reverse grid races, especially when you're coming off the back, is just be incredibly patient and just pick your way through that sort of carnage.
Oh, we got drama, and that's Luke Egan. He got dumped behind the safety car. And I think that might be the classic case
There's a bit going on still there.
Catching the field over the hump.
We do use the term safety cars breed safety cars, but not exactly like this during the actual safety car.
Usually once the green comes back out. You real just not impressed.
No simulator for Luke now.
Yeah, Luke's sleeping on the couch tonight after that one. That was unimpressive. Caught the back of the train. Scott Petters kept his nose clean.
Yeah, he just needed to get a good start off the line there and put his head down, which he managed to do. But now, obviously, the safety car is going to bunch everyone up. Brad Hodge running second. Rewald in 4th and Reardon in 5th. They're the two that I reckon I'd be keeping my eye on.
I told you, Brad Hodge in at number 3 always worked. Was always a winner. First drop, look at him. He's sitting 2nd on the road. Bilko up to 3rd, just minding his own business. He did the International Rallycross event the other day with Shane Van Gisbergen, which is pretty cool. So there's been a lot going on. Oops. Now, also Dan Reardon, who'd been dropping down the order, all those spots that he made up, he gave back a few under the safety car. Someone absolutely sent him off Mountain Straight, which may have caused what we were seeing earlier with Luke Egan. Whoa, take a breath. Petter, Hodge, Bilko, Revolt, Reardon in the top 5. Still plenty of motocross riders at the front of this field. Let's check in with Craig Lowndes and see if we can unravel what on earth just happened. Lowndesy, that was pretty hectic.
Yeah,
you're not driving. What are you doing? You're in the pits, mate.
Then it all turned going back.
You've had good luck and bad luck at Bathurst. Where does that one rate?
I reckon that's probably the worst one I've had so far. So, you know, we've got 50 seconds before we can rejoin, and I reckon there's about a gangle of us that are going to be on for young and old.
So you're currently in the pits copying a repair, are you, Craig? Waiting for the fast repair to not be so fast, or you got a tow. So they're just in the bottom of the dip on Conrod, so you'll probably get out before you lose a lap here.
Have you lost the lead lap, Lounsey?
I'm about 3 laps down, I think. We've had a 5-minute pit stop.
Oh, I'll scratch that then. Just go out and enjoy yourself.
Your race is so bad, you're 3 laps down on lap 2.
Yeah, how do you do that?
you know you're having a bad race then.
You've got some friends in there, Craig. You've got some friends. There's about 4 of you there.
Yeah, there's a few of us here, yeah. So we're all going to leave probably around the same time.
From CL to NC, thank you, Craig. Let's check in with Neil Crompton. Have you got some sort of vendetta against Mick Doohan or something, Neil?
No, but there's a whole bunch of blokes who don't quite understand the concept of a yellow flag. So I don't reckon I've ever had so many people go past me in the middle of a yellow flag safety car period. But anyway.
We were going to invite Craig Baird along tonight, and then we realised there'd probably be no point.
No, I think that would actually be a waste of Beardo's time.
Do you want to, Neil, it's Garth here, do you want to discuss your start at all?
No. Oh, here's Bradley. Here's a bright spot. Here's a bright spot tonight. No,
go and hit him. Hit him. Go and hit him. Roll up behind him and just give him a rub.
Dropped the clutch, wheel spin, got out of it, bogged it, picked it up. Someone clipped it, turned it, and then just was all. There's
some fantastic footage of you and Mick Doohan coming together at the moment. He's absolutely centre punched you. So good thing about that is, mate, there's not a scratch on you.
Yeah. I'm a customer of Mick, so I'll be a bit careful. So,
In 1975, you raced Bradley at the Victorian State Motocross Championship in Wonthaggi. Did you ever envisage all these years later you'd be racing each other on iRacing at Bathurst?
No, I didn't. What was the result of that race, by the way?
I think you won. Victorian champion, mate.
Yeah, something like that. How'd Bradley go?
Somewhere in the mud, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, watch out for Nathan Hindmarsh in that Pertec car. He's a big dude.
I know there's a few guys you've got to be a bit careful who you pick on here, but I have blown up once or twice. Might just retract that a little bit later on. Jess is over here recording everything, which is monstrously dangerous.
Luke's sitting 6th at the moment, so he's half a chance here. She's got the double thumbs up.
I've got reading glasses on here, GT. I don't know how you do it.
Mine are just for show. They don't actually work.
Hey, have you seen who's winning, Crompo? Scott Petter's leading the race at the moment.
Really? Well, there's there's another guy that I can't slag. So
you've probably worked it out though. Brad is only 1 spot in front of Nathan Hindmarsh, so there's a target for you, Crompo.
I'm well onto it, thanks, GT.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying the commentary, GT? Do you want to swap roles at Bathurst? I'll just get rid of 10 kilos.
Oh, you're kidding me! Oh, he's got a crash on the safety car.
No.
What are you doing, Crompton?
I was.
See what happened? See, that driving luck's not as easy as you think. You can't just be talking away and not be driving. You've got to be concentrating.
Concept is not to be sideways in front of another car on a safety car lap.
Yeah. Well, you go and tell Nathan Hindmarsh that. See how that works out
Let us know how that works out for you,
Yeah. How did he do that? Did he just do that on his own, or?
He's sitting there in a big Harley Davidson shirt in his sim right now, actually.
Yeah.
So
they've got a moustache with some really big handlebars on it, so I wouldn't be saying anything to him.
Watch this. Watch this.
You're going to get Bradley, aren't you? Surely.
We can tell. We can tell.
You've got
not even see you on screen. We can tell what you're doing.
You've got
understeering, Bradley? Is it understeering?
Slingshot engage.
Steady there.
Careful. Careful.
Ride him, cowboy.
Don't make me ring Craig Baird. Well, good luck. I know who you're going for in this restart, Crompo. Best of luck.
Yeah, thanks.
He's having a great time. He's got Brad Jones for company. They're fighting over 17th position at the moment. And this is the view from Neil Crompton. Neil's on Wheels is back. I like this. Holden 1 race, Ford the next. Coca-Cola car 1 race, and then the Green-Eyed Monster the next.
So that'll certainly, he loves being impartial, so that's, I think, fantastic way to do it.
I'd call him the 4-eyed monster, but I don't want to lose my job.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So just waiting for the lights to go out on the Petters safety car, or the Vodafone safety car, sorry, with the Petters car leading the field, Scott Petter.
This is a pretty big day for Scott. Obviously, Australian Rally Champion, like I mentioned, but did go over to Europe and compete for a few years in WRC2. So literally the level below the top guys on the World Tour. But tarmac rallying was never something that he really went down the path of. So being on top, very new to Scott Petter.
Yep, and he's, like you said, Chad, he's sitting about 2.5, 3 metres away from us at the moment.
He's giving us a wave. And he's looking very in the race face at the moment.
Very calm and collected. We've got Brad Hodge, who's just on the other side of the room behind him in P2. And they don't need radios to talk to each other, the yelling that's going on inside the room at the moment. So it's going to be an interesting restart, that's for sure. Then we've got Blake Bilko Williams behind in third. So when we take the restart this time by, expect fireworks.
This will be the first restart of Scott Petter's life. He and the rest, though. Brad Hodge, Bilko, Jack Revolt, Daniel Bowles. It goes rally, cricket, freestyle motocross, AFL, A-League, surfing. That's your top 6. It's a real eclectic mix. Scotty Petter banking him up, and
Rewalt's got a run.
Great restart from Revolt. So, finding the flag man gets us going. Scott Petter, clean into held corner. Can't say the rest behind him. It looks like there's a bit of action going on here.
See that?
And that was Barry Ryan tipping it upside down. Toby Price. Jared Hughes in as a victim in that one in the True Protein car, and he's still upside down. Zach Brown's
involved. Zach certainly had an interesting evening, hasn't he? He's been involved in a bit.
I don't think he's caused one crash yet.
No.
Oh, that was huge.
On top of the
Magic Groot is having an enormous accident over the hump.
Lowndes is involved. He's stuck on top of the fence.
He's doing the
Bill Brown.
The Bill Brown.
60s.
Exactly what I was thinking. Matt de Groot somehow got this thing pointing in the right direction. My goodness me.
Well, we did say safety cars breed safety cars, but that's certainly plenty of action on the restart. Scott Petter's jumped away at the start. Murphy's yelling at the screen. Murph, what are you doing?
5 minutes, Murph.
5-minute penalty.
Quick chance to...
Where's the Portaloo?
Yeah.
Go to the Portaloo.
Go calm down in the gents, Murph. He's furious.
Now, we haven't seen that before. Murph will wound up.
The fire is back. That's awesome. I think it might have been Craig Lowndes who he was most aggrieved with. And on the timing screen it says Hydemarsh 19th, Murphy 20th. So that is the Pertec car still just tantalisingly in front of him. Daniel Bowles upside down.
Upside down at the Forest Elbow. It's not where you want to be parked.
This is going to be last man standing car. Oh, he's not going to get out of there. He has to
reset his way out of there.
Yep, probably talking to his brother at the moment. They're both big iRacing dudes. BP Ultimate Replay. What happened on top of the mountain?
Oh, he was sent. Stephenson, I think it was.
Yeah, that was large.
Yeah, he was sent. Beardo was involved. He would have been busy with that one.
Whoa, this is going to be big. This is huge. Crompton. Oh, he sent Mick around.
Didn't he say that he's a customer of Mick's?
What is he doing?
Crompton.
Oh, that was big. He doesn't look too happy about it either. Wow, that was large.
There's going to be a terse catch-up tomorrow morning when they call for the phone.
Oh, no.
Now he's over.
It gets worse. Yep. He's 5 seconds away from walking away. It's I'm a celebrity, get me out of here for Neil Crompton.
Have to reset out of there. Mick's got going again. Down into turn 1.
Wow. That was
Here we go.
fast.
So down Conrod. They run too wide at the kick. Mick did move over pretty aggressively.
It was a fair old block from Mick. And poor Crompo got sent hard
to the
right, stuck in the gravel, and then it got worse.
This is actually one of the most difficult things on iRacing is the rejoin. And actually there was another moment going on and Cromley got involved.
Yeah, he's not going to take that lightly, unfortunately. Oh dear.
Oh, Toby Price, is he still upside down or is this a new one?
I'm not too sure. He's
going through the gears while it's upside down.
The important thing is he's still flat out.
He's flicking marbles out from under the car. Hey, Toby, you're going to have to reset, brother.
There's been a lot of very despondent-looking faces going on. They're also friendly with each other at the beginning of the night.
Weren't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not so many friends anymore left on the grid. Scott Petter still leading the way.
Hodge. Stephenson's up to third now.
That's a huge drive from last to third.
Yeah.
He couldn't win it, could he?
Well, he had good pace in that last race.
It's 2 seconds a lap quicker than Scott Petter if he needs to be in clean air. So there is a chance. Zach Brown, hustle. Zach actually finished second in his class at the Le Mans 24-hour in a GT2.
I love how up on the wheel Zach is. He loves it. Real motorsport, real motorsport fan. Obviously involved heavily in the business of motorsport, but a real motorsport fan, a real car guy.
And he's been doing a little bit of online stuff with, a few of the McLaren F1 guys. including Carlos Sainz and, of course, Lando Norris.
Lando's effectively a full-time Supercars e-driver now.
Whoa, Slingsby with a huge slide. Can he gather that back up? Nearly half capsized that thing.
Zach's deep.
Tried to get around him. And just gets that thing pulled back on behind Tom Slingsby. That was a good save.
It was.
Slingsby.
Both of them, really. Yeah. Slingsby over the curb at the kink. It's not the traditional line through the chase. And then Zach very deep on the brakes, couldn't get it stopped with a run through the grass on the other side, which we see so often at Bathurst. But both of them managed to keep the cars straight and on line.
Play on, I guess.
I mean, it's only early morning in the UK for Zach, but he's going to need to have a lay down after this one.
Toby Price. Upside down for 3 laps.
The blood's going to run all to his head sitting there like that.
Oh dear, BP Ultimate Replay.
Oh, too wide out of the... Oh, that's Barry Ryan again.
Oh, he'll be blowing up about this.
Twitch will be melting down.
Yeah, watch out, Jared Hughes, youngest in the field.
Oh,
whoa, Matt de Groot. Not the first time this race has been upside down. He just can't stay out of trouble. Hasn't been his fault though. There he is, race face on at the race centre. Really cool setup in Darling Harbour if you ever get the chance. If you're walking around Sydney, go and check it out. You can drive that thing that he's sitting in right now. Meanwhile,
here we
Bradley
go.
Jones, Mick Doohan. Mick's just working his way through the Hall of Fame tonight.
That's right.
Bang. And Bradley's stuck at the cutting in front of Craig Lowndes. Tough going, isn't it? Here's Scott Petter.
Current leader.
Yep, and he's just put a lap on Greg Murphy. Murph's such a rally fan, he just let Scott Petter go then.
We'll go with that, Chad.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So looking
Stephenson trying to chase Petter down. Check the times of the last lap, and yeah, Stephenson had good pace, but he's going to have to work his way through traffic. One of those lap cars being Neil Crompton. Is that Neil Crompton?
It is Neil. And Neil, there was a chance then for a bit of vengeance because those two are into each other in qualifying. And he's through now. Hopefully Crompo doesn't fight the point here. John Stephenson driving beautifully. And up to second as Crompo just overcooks it slightly down there at Hell Corner. Gets back on the loud pedal. Very cool to have Neil Crompton running tonight, the voice of supercars. How about this from the White King?
Yeah, this is big potential here for a massive upset. I don't think anyone would have picked Stephenson for a double win, or anyone for a double win tonight, but there's a gap currently at 3 seconds, first to second place.
Murphy and Crompton are fighting for position, so keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, they're both 100 laps down, I think, between them. Murph was out of his car for a bit there.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes.
Rombo, how you going, bro? I'm 1 car behind you.
Yeah, I can see you. Mate, I'm loving it. I can't even find the right frigging button.
You are loving it. I love the tone in your voice. It's fantastic.
So hard. It sucks so
between
bad.
these two, I think we've pretty much got an entire racing kit. One of them's wearing boots, one of them's wearing gloves. Just needed to find someone wearing a driving suit tonight. We would have been all right.
It hasn't been Crompo's idea of a fun night tonight. The fans will be loving it because they would love to see the Coke car and the green-eyed monster back on the track.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Did finish on the podium twice at Bathurst and had a number of races get away from him when he was in winning positions too. Battle for the lead is growing. Oh, he's got the headlights flashing.
The flashing headlights.
He is a showman through and through.
Isn't he just?
The pressure is on Scott Petter. Is this race going to go time certain as well? We had a lengthy safety car period there. So you never know when that checkered flag's going to come out. Get the job done as quickly as you can here if you're John Stephenson.
Current time remaining for this race is just over a minute. So I would expect that this time over the line we'll see the last, will be the last lap. So Petter's got to hold on for one more lap. Stephenson's had great pace all night though, so this is what it comes down to. 1 lap at Bathurst.
Final lap of the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race. Petter misses
Stephenson.
it. Oh, Stephenson's gone.
He's dropped it. Too eager on the throttle coming out of Hell Corner.
Wow. And he's desperate to try and get this thing back on the road.
That's cost him. He's dropping down the order now.
Oh, we're on for the grandstand finish. He dropped the baton coming onto turn 1. And Bilko, who's been steadily moving his way through the field as Jack Revolt goes for a spin in the background, has clawed his way up to second, so he's just past Brad Hodge. Crompton and Murph still fighting for position. That's pretty cool. And now Scott Petter with a sizable lead.
Massive lead. He's out to 10 odd seconds over Blake Williams, Bilko. So no mistakes from Petter. We'll see him get the job done on this last lap. This Crompton-Murphy battle still rages on. A pair of black Ford Mustangs. Never thought you'd call that Murphy, Crompton, black Mustangs.
Yep. Not the weirdest thing to happen tonight,
No,
but it's on the
that is
list.
certainly not the weirdest thing that's taken place over these two races.
How good is this for Scott Petter? He walked into the door here at Hyperstimulator with a huge smile on his face tonight. He was so up for this, really keen. He put in a lot of practice laps, so much so that he had blisters on his hands and feet. He did over 500 kilometres in practice for tonight. Hasn't got Dale Muscat, his co-driver, ready to go and calling the corners for him. But he is doing a great job at the moment, driving this thing down Conrod Straight. And doesn't matter if you're a rally driver or a footy player, it's always a dream to win a race at Bathurst, virtually or not.
Oh, there's some big names in this race, and I think Scott had pretty good pace in the lead up to this event, just couldn't get the job done. So now he's only got 2 corners to go. 2 of the most nervous corners you could have at Bathurst, just getting the car over the line, but he's got plenty of time up his sleeve to roll the car home. So fantastic job, Scott Petter. Really driven to the conditions and stayed out of trouble. That's all he could do. Led from the front, got the job done.
Some of motor racing's biggest names, some of Australian sport's biggest names, and it's Scott Petter, the 2014 Australian Rally champ, who leads the field to the checkered flag and picks up a win tonight in the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race. Crompton wins that little battle. Further back, Bilko second, Brad Hodge third. That is up there with one of the best performances of the night. Well done to Brad Hodge, and he celebrates in style by skewing his car into a concrete wall. So 2 of the drivers from Hyperstimulator getting on the podium. And that's job done. That's as good as a Boxing Day Test century for Brad Hodge tonight. Well done. The celebrations rage on. Bilko, great drive to be second. And this was a great night racing. Scott Petter picks up the win. Oh, that was close. That was Nathan Highmarsh trying to lay down the almighty shoulder charge on Bilko. Thankfully missed, because Bilko, oh, there we go, someone got him, and Bilko's out of town. He's gone, he's out of here. He's completely cleared out and is halfway tumbling down the road all the way to Orange. He's going to have to buy a ticket to get back in. That was that big. There's Hodgie, well done. Started third, finished third, and it's a thumbs up from the man who has the most domestic runs in Australian cricket. Koala race highlights of what was an exceptionally entertaining reverse grid race for the BP Supercars Celebrity E-Race. Crompton and Doohan with a massive shunt in the background. Mick Doohan could still be in orbit off the back of this one. Have a look at this, just above the bridge. Crompton was slow away, turns around, and Doohan goes sky high over the top with a pirouetting barrel roll. It was massive. Look at that. Red Bull gives you wings all right. That was a high side from the 2-stroke 500cc era, if I've ever seen it, for Mighty Mick. At turn 2, there was more going on. Bang, Murphy, upside down. Involved in that one was Doohan as well. This is on the restart. There was more drama further back in the pack as Toby Price got turned upside down, and that was just about his race done. Jared Hughes, the snowboarder, involved. Luke Egan just escaping it. Massive shunt with poor Matt DeGroot getting flicked upside down. Craig Lown stuck on the fence. Murphy furious, ripping it to park and taking his 5-minute penalty, old school style. Doohan and Crompton scrapping away through the chase. How about that for a fight? Doohan goes stage left, Crompo over to the right-hand side, and there was more drama just trying to get that car back on the racetrack, upside down, out of bounds, and that was just about his night done. Barry Ryan together with Jared Hughes in the True Protein car, pushing the Penrite boss down, and then the Nova entry diving onto that one as well. Further back in the field, that was Brad Jones. Mick Doohan, who was in absolutely everything in this race tonight, had his hands full. I'm going to be checking in with this guy very shortly, Scott Petter. How cool does the Petter suspension and brakes Commodore car look tonight? He was wicked on gravel, and tonight proving that he could also do it on tarmac, picking up the reverse grid race win. And he did it by 7.5 seconds. Bilko chased him down. Brad Hodge, born to be in number 3. That is so cool. Lovely drive from Hodgie. He actually wants to step up into real-life motorsport, and that'd be a great thing to see. Dan Reardon wrapping up the 10. Scott Petter has joined me at the commentary box now, and that was really good. That was an amazing drive from pole to the victory. And what was that like to essentially fend off some huge names on that restart.
Yeah, I was getting worried about John Stephenson. He was coming pretty hard, and then he got around the first turn there and spun. So a very relaxed lap after that. But fantastic time, and thanks to Supercars, and thanks to BP, thanks to guys here at Hyperstimulator and the litter. Terrific.
Well done, Scott. Great to see the Petters car back out on track. That wraps up what's been a really fun night here at Hyperstimulator. I know everyone at Race Centre had a great night as well. Hodgie, Siddle, everyone, Richo had a great time. It's been a huge night out here, Jess. Garth Tander and I were just laughing at everything that happened, but that was thoroughly entertaining.
Well done, Chad. You did a beautiful job calling, and thanks to Garth Tander as well. Congratulations to Scott Petter. He ripped it out there. It was a lot of fun. Neil Crompton's here with me on the lounge. How's your neck after that rollover with Mick Doohan?
Yeah, I'm going to go to physio for the next 10 years after that.
Are you okay? You're looking a little sweaty. I know the heart rate was up.
No. And yes, in no particular order, but it was a lot of fun, so everybody had a bit of fun. I might have let a little bit of emotion through the cage at one stage, maybe a couple of times. When about 15 cars went past under yellow, that got my attention.
I do have that on video. We can watch it later.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
A real highlight. But it was great to bring all those names together, and we've had a lot of fun. It's been a really tough time for our community. So to be able to pull in sports stars and some of the big heavy hitters in pit lane together, to have a bit of fun and have a laugh on a Monday night is absolutely fantastic. So thank you to you, for being part of it. You've been wonderful. We're looking forward to BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series. Lando Norris is back and we head to the Ovals, which should be a lot of fun.
And then on the other side, you get to laugh at all those blokes out there just battling away, sliding all over the place, locking brakes and falling off the road just like normal.
Indeed. So I'll see you Wednesday night.
You will. I'll just recover and I'll be back and shoes on and I'll be good to go.
A lot of fun. You'll be able to catch all the action from the BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series from 6 p.m. on Fox Sports. That's all we have time for tonight. Thanks to all of those drivers who took part in our celebrity e-race tonight. And thanks to you at home for watching. From all of the team, have a great night. We'll see you on Wednesday.
The BP Supercars All-Star E-Series is proudly brought to you by BP Ultimate. Clean engine, ultimate performance.
Black Duck seat covers are bred for adventure. We're a family-owned company making Aussie-made seat covers. Our range of high-quality materials provides strength, performance and comfort. Perfect for all those Aussie